southeastern Pennsylvania.
Opsu base station.
That's right, Lhasa Apsu base station.
Lhasa Apsu base station. What's going on up there in Pennsylvania? Uh-oh. Did I get stepped on up there in Pennsylvania?
Don't make me turn on the baby driver.
You're doing good. You got me in the red. Night Ranger around Charleston, South Carolina.
Hello there, Night Ranger. Night Ranger operator Skeeter up here. Old timer's neighbor. He's only about a mile from me. Hello, Night Ranger.
Well, you're doing good. You got me stuck down the red. Red almost got a 10 on you. About a 9++, almost a 10. Coming in good.
Roger, you running that Lazy H down there tonight?
Oh yeah. Lazy H, old 23 channel Craco with a Turner +3 and a DNA Maverick doing about 200 watts.
Copy on the DNA Maverick, yeah. Good, I got one of them sitting down here. Got zapped a few times on it.
Yeah, I got this a couple of years ago. It's raining here a little bit. Let me make sure I got it tuned up with this Lazy H with the rain coming down. Anyway, yeah, I got it a couple of years ago, pretty cheap. It wasn't working, but I fixed it and repainted it and got it all back like it was supposed to.
Same thing, I had one given to me by the tire man up here in Gilbertsville, and it wasn't working, and got it working for the most part. She working, I'd say about 95%.
Well, this one's 100% now. The person that had it been overdriving it. They'd flattened the tubes. Capacitors, filter capacitors were dried out. The plate choke was burned up, you know, the usual stuff. It didn't take too much to fix it, though.
Calling Skeeter up here in southeastern Pennsylvania. I couldn't get him to pull him out of there. Big something or another. That's all I heard.
I don't really have too much in the way of signals coming in right now. I did earlier. It was pretty busy. I got about a 6 or 7 ground noise, and there's a lady in there talking in the background. But when you key up, you just bury it. You're holding me up in the red. Good. Don't you have what is it? 2 4-element beams? Isn't that what you've got up there? Smoking. That's the best signal I've seen coming on this radio out of Pennsylvania. I was in here on Classic Radio Roundup and a few other nights talking to Spitfire and Quarterwave Dave and Sparky, and talked to Ron up there. But you got the strongest signal coming in I've seen yet, at least on this radio. it was good. The conditions, well, first they were in there for about 5 minutes, and then it disappeared for about an hour and 15 minutes. Then it came back for about 45 minutes, so that's when I really got to sit in there and talk for a while. Unfortunately, just as Sandbagger came in, it was on the way out, so I could just kind of hear him for a few minutes before he disappeared.
I must have caught the first part of that. It was in and out pretty good, and then I had to go. I guess you had him on a Watergate or something down there.
Yeah, I had the video gate going. Matter of fact, I got the camera going right now. I just already had it sitting here from before, so yeah, it's getting you sticking me in the red right now.
Roger. I did have a link on your video gates. I don't quite remember how to find them again.
Well, I've got them. The latest ones I posted them up under Grumpy's on the Grumpy CB board under the Classic Radio Roundup section. Just go in there, you'll find them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember listening to them. I guess last year, or maybe over the winter or something. I heard you in there, and Night Train was in there. A couple other guys. It was one of them nights on the Roundup, but I did hear it one night.
Yep. Well, I always like to get them, and of course sometimes I get Sandbagger's feed. The program I was using to sample video off Sandbagger's feed, that thing stopped working. Something, I don't know what happened to it. The computer still runs, but that little program won't run correctly, so I got to find something else to sample the video and the audio off the computer so I can get both sides of the conversation.
Okay, yeah, I hear that. I think I caught it on YouTube. I guess, were you posting them on YouTube last year?
Yeah, I still am. Posting right now. I'm posting them under Carolina Pirate. YouTube's trying to make you use your real name, so I tricked them. I set up an account called Carol is the first name and Ina Pirate is the last name. That was my old CB handle back in the 1970s, Carolina Pirate. But yeah, it's under Carol Ina Pirate. No, Carolina, like South Carolina. Carolina Pirate.
Carolina Pirate. Okay. I don't know if that's the same one you had before, but I saved the last one, but I have to check it out.
Oh, well, you can find it. Somebody's in there calling Spitfire. I just heard him. Not sure who it was. Just you can search under the model number for this radio. This is the Craco KCB-2310A. Just type that in and you'll see the channel come up immediately. It'll show the last couple of video gates. Just search on KCB-2310A and they'll come up.
Come on, the church mouse. The church. Alright, I'll check that out. Yeah. The only video I got up there is one of me raising the tower with operator on and 044 on there.
I think I've seen that video. Let me give an acknowledgement. Somebody in there was calling and said his handle was Church Mouth. I got you in there, Church Mouse, here about 9 plus, I guess it was. He disappeared, I guess, or ran off. But anyway, he was wanting to get in there, so I figured I'd acknowledge him. Somebody was calling Sparky. I don't know if that's your end or not. You want to pick him up?
I don't hear anything up here. Does anybody out there need a break in there? Go ahead.
I don't know who it was, but they were definitely calling for Sparky. Who was that? In case you're not in Pennsylvania, who was that calling for Sparky? I haven't heard Sparky in here tonight, but who's that? I don't hear him now. Yeah, who's calling Night Ranger? Sorry, I heard you in there, but you're kind of in my noise level. You're not quite making it over, but I did hear you for a second. They faded out, I guess. Lapsu Apsu base station.
That's right. That's my dog. One of my dogs, the Lhasa Apsu. Night Train started that one there.
Oh yeah. Well, if I started naming videos after my dog, at least my current one, I have to call it Bailey Beagle. That's my new beagle. I've had her about 2 years.
We actually, how you guys doing with fleas down there? I mean, oh my God, I don't know what happened this year, but all of a sudden, kabam, we had fleas.
I had a little trouble getting rid of them a couple of years back, but so far they haven't been too bad. I have more trouble with ants getting in the house here.
Up here, but I've seen them before. One year we had a few, but this year it's the battle of the fleas.
Well, they're bad about getting in the dog food at night. They come out and they get in the dog food bowl, and if Bailey's left any dog food in there, then when I come up in the morning, they'll be all running back and forth to her dog food bowl.
Oh no, that means you gotta pick the bowl up and put it somewhere and then put it down when you think she's hungry.
Yeah, or stick it in the fridge, where they can't get to it.
Yeah, that could be a pain in the butt there. The one good thing about wintertime, you don't have all that stuff.
Yeah, that's true. No ants in the winter. They got the sugar bowl one time last summer. I had to throw all that sugar out. I had a little plastic jar, and I guess the seal on it just wasn't making a good seal. I came in there, damn, if those ants weren't all in that sugar bowl.
Oh no. Yeah, she would have a major fit if that happened up here. She's already having a major fit about the fleas, but I seem to have bought an all-natural product at Walmart, and it seemed like that seems to be working the best.
Well, but the only way I've really gotten rid of the ants, at least for a while, I don't like to do it in the kitchen if I can avoid it. But if they get back to bedrooms and stuff like that, when I take off sometimes on a weekend or something, I'll set off a fogger and get rid of them. That gets rid of them for a while.
Yeah. She's allergic to them, and I saw her skin today. It wasn't looking too good, so I shaved her down and gave her a bath, and she was outside for 5 minutes and had more. I'm like, where are they coming from? I came in, got them off of her, and put some all-natural clove oil and peppermint oil on her, and it seems like that's doing it for now. Plus, they smell good.
But you don't get those drops that are supposed to kill them. You know, the ones you only have to put the drops on like once a month.
Well, she bought Frontline a couple days ago, and that stuff didn't do nothing. Didn't do a doggone thing. So, had to go back to, I don't know what it is, but Frontline just didn't work. She's kind of mad at him. She's going to call him and tell him something, I guess, try to get her money back, but seemed like the all-natural stuff seemed to work.
Most of the time, Frontline works. I had one time when Frontline didn't. There was one time when Frontline didn't seem to do much, but most of the time it keeps them off of them.
Well, for the dog's sake, I hope, and her sake, that we starting to get rid of them here. A little bit annoying. That's what we do. Come home from work, we pick fleas.
Well, that's no fun. The vacuum cleaner helps too if you got them in the house. You know, if you run around, if they're in the carpet, you run around with the vacuum cleaner and suck them all up and then empty the bag out. That helps cut it down some. I had that problem when I was living down at the beach. They'd get in the carpet.
Yeah, well, I was vacuuming the carpet out there in the living room, and I broke hers. I broke her vacuum cleaner, so we took a trip to Walmart tonight, and I got her the new one called the Shark.
I haven't really been paying attention to them since my current vacuum cleaner's been working for a few years.
Yeah. Oh, Shark's been on TV. I had an old Kirby before that, and she just didn't like it. It wasn't user friendly. But she made me get rid of that one. But the Shark's good. I just put it together about half hour ago. And that little sucker, that little thing sucks.
Well, I'm glad you like it. The one I have, I forgot what it was. It's one of the regular brands you see in, you know, Walmart and Best Buy. I forgot what it was though. I hadn't looked at, you know, hadn't had the look at it as far as the brand in a few years. So are you getting as good a signal on me up there as I am on you? You're just sitting about holding on 10. You fall back every now and again, but you're just about holding me at 10 over.
You're bouncing around about a 9 to 10 over there in Night Ranger on the old Mark 3 meter.
Yeah. Well, it's raining down here a little bit. My antenna's slightly detuned. That's about a 1.7. That's the negative about the Lazy H, is that 450 on ladder line is very sensitive to water, so it starts raining real hard. I just got to shut up for a while and let it quit, unless I want to go over there and retune it while it's raining.
Mine's not doing too bad over here. I like to replace the 75 ohm cable one of these days, but other than that, yeah, you just bounced all up to about a 25 over that one time.
It's a pretty hot path. I've heard a few other signals in there, but you know, for the most part, you're wiping them out.
It must be working pretty good. The old stacked fours must be doing their job.
Yeah. I've always said if I was going to buy some beams, because, you know, I like making antennas, but if I was going to buy one, I always figured I'd go for like a Mako M105.
I wouldn't mind going bigger, but running out of airspace up there. I got trees in the back of them pointing to the northwest, which is the problem, but they don't hit. It's just I'd have to start running guy lines and stuff if I did that.
Well, let me check here for a second. Check this. You run into the problem when you go bigger is that it starts coming back down. You know, usually what you've got it is probably as big as you want to go. If you go bigger than that, yeah, it might get out a little better, but it'll come back down a lot quicker.
When I first put them up one time, we had a big windstorm. So I went out back to see if any tree branches came down. And I'm looking, I'm like, what in the world is that? And I look on the ground here, a couple of radials fell off. So I had to bring it back down. I used them little tiny stainless steel hose clamps to hold the radials together now. But they're just stuck right in the dirt.
Years ago, I had a 5-element long john, and unfortunately where I live they wouldn't let me put the whole thing up, so I did manage to squeak up 3 elements. So I really only got to have a 3-element beam. And then when I moved out to Phoenix, Arizona, that antenna got thrown away. That's a shame because I'd like to have it now, but it did.
Something different, but just looking at the specs on other ones and then what I got, you really can't beat what I got going on up there.
Oh no, I'd keep it. 4 elements a good beam all by itself, and plus you got them stacked. You got it. If you got the spacing right, you probably got an additional 3 dB gain. I wouldn't go any bigger. You got it. like I said, you're putting the strongest signal on right now that I've just about seen come out of Pennsylvania. There was one guy in here about a week ago getting me up there about where you are from Pennsylvania, but I hadn't seen anybody else in your area come in here and stick me up in the red as far as you are.
Oh, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But modulation, man, it's all you. No doubt about it. Fading in and out a little tiny bit, but other than that, man, you got it down.
Well, I have to admit I'm real pleased with this wire antenna. I mean, it is. If you've seen the videos for a wire antenna, it does awful good. I've sat in here for an hour or more and talking to the guys up there in Pennsylvania. So, just for something I made out of 14 gauge stranded wire and ladder line and a tuner and a 4-to-1 balun, I can't complain.
Doubt about it. Night Ranger tried laying down the mall around Pottstown, Pennsylvania, for sure.
When I first put it up, and I won't call you handles, but you'll figure out what I'm talking about. When you guys were up on 21, you had that guy up there that was causing all kind of problems. He locked down the channel and whatnot. And he came in there one day and just started shooting his mouth off at me, although I didn't say anything to him. He just came back and started telling me that no matter how big a radio or antenna I got, I'd never be able to get over him and all this stuff. And I was like, who's this idiot? And I asked Sandbagger, and he told me. So one time I logged into his videogate. The Sandbagger's, live stream, and I was listening to him talk local, and I locked down 2 3-500Zs with a 500 watt dead key into that lazy H, and I ran him and his buddy off the channel, and then made a video of it and posted it. Spitfire about how to fit when he saw the video.
Say hello, Pennsylvania. Coming in pretty good there. Right back out there in Indiana. Wow. Coming off the side a little bit. You must be around southern Indiana somewhere. That's where I'd be. About north of Evansville. Copy Evansville. I remember back in my bull hauling days, I'd cut across out through that way. I've probably been through Evansville, no doubt about it. Who did you say that handle was out there in Indiana? Bring it back one more time. Well, I actually didn't get anything like that. Sometimes it's about 130, sometimes it's grade, Alright there, 136 Grave Digger. Yeah, we got you in there. Coming off I guess the port side of my beam, Roger. Job there, Grave Digger, no doubt about it. I don't know if you can hear Night Ranger down there in North Carolina also? Yeah, I was hearing that thing you got. Is that a Mark 3? It sounds yeah, it's my little old Mark 3. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I've got about 5 minutes of them. Somebody out there in the Smoky Mountains, they're trying to get in there. Grave digger. Alright. Yeah, I've got a Mark II also. I've got a set of that Mark II. The sideband, AM, the 90, the 180, the transponder, switch, got the whole set. Well, don't get rid of it. That's good stuff right there. Hold on to that. I wouldn't mind having a 180 myself, and I got the sideband receiver for the Mark II, but I only got the AM transmitter for the Mark II. I got a complete set. I've been thinking about putting it on eBay and moving it on down there. I kind of hate to. I've got pretty well over browning to complete, but you know, sometimes I go. You might down, but you're squealing. I hear you there. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever part with this Mark III. No doubt about it. I don't think I'd ever part with her. Nope. Yes, sir. That was one of the best radio brandings made there. They're rough and tough there. All right. I said I was going to get out here. I got a fly in here bothering me, and I got to get him. All right there, Grave digger. Operator Skeeter, number 427 at the Lhasa Apsu base station around southeastern Pennsylvania. She had the wing doors mounted and backed up to written English letters. Yeah, you're doing a fine job up here around southeastern Pennsylvania, Smoky Hills. Sounding good up here. Hey, Nyrene, I think I stirred up a hornet's nest down here.
Oh yeah. Well, you're definitely lighting it up down here. You got a good job. You got the channel pretty much to yourself when you key down.
Back there, Tennessee, no doubt about it. Sounding good up here. Same thing out there. I was owner-operator for many years and been all through Ohio. I think I've been every square mile in Ohio, Kentucky, and Illinois, and Indiana, delivering, hauling cows down there. Accomplishment there. I've mainly done every state east of the Mississippi, and I think I went over into Kansas once or twice, and Texas. Been down through there, Oklahoma, but I haven't been really out west too far. I've never been out to the Rockies. old truck drivers, they don't even compare. You say Crow down there? Alright there, one-legged rooster, sounding good up here. Good talking to you, little truck stuff there. Keep up the good work. The Los Alamos base station around Pottstown, Pennsylvania. Operator Skeeter in control. Break out. Alright, no doubt about it. Yeah, definitely screwed, whacked the hornet's nest down there. Now you're injured for sure.
Well, you got great conditions coming down this way. I'm surprised I'm not hearing more people up in the Northwest. It was pretty hot earlier. I had Boston in here and Maine and several others, but either they went to bed or Pennsylvania just took over.
Yeah, very rare we ever hear anything from up around Boston or New York. It's maybe once a year or something we hear them come in and then they're gone.
Well, the skip was kind of rare yesterday. Well, Saturday, I guess it was. Saturday, I was in the car heading up to my parents' house, and Georgia was coming in. I mean, I'm down here near Charleston on the south end of, South Carolina, not near the Georgia border, so it was very unusual to hear South Georgia coming in. Usually they're in the skip zone. They're usually too close, but sure enough, I heard 2 or 3 people in Georgia coming in.
Hey, yeah, 10-4. How close are you to Charleston, South Carolina? South Carolina?
Oh, probably 20, 25 miles to get to Charleston. Let me think about this for a minute. About 20 miles, I guess, from Charleston.
Oh, yeah, can you pick up the radio station down there? Her brother-in-law is a DJ down there, Jeff T-Bone Taylor down there. Oh, I think it's 104.9 The Surf.
Well, I can. I don't really listen to too much of the local radio stations, but I can definitely pick them up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it's 104.9 The Surf down there. He calls himself T-Bone Taylor down there. He's a DJ.
There's a 104.1. That might be the Wave up in that's in North Myrtle Beach, and then there's a 104.5. I think it is. And I'm not sure if there's anything above that one or not.
Hey, yeah, I'm not too sure. I've only heard like little video clips of him, but he comes up every now and again. Breaker 1-3. Breaker 1-3.
We got a break out there. Let's see what it is. Who's this station breaking? Who's the station in there breaking? And we fell back in the noise.
Yeah, I don't hear too many of them coming over you there, that's for sure. But yeah, it is 104.9 The Surf. I've seen a picture of his logo here. But Los Alamos base station, downtown Pottstown, Pennsylvania. Hey, that's 116 out of Mr. Wire Antenna, you're still sounding good around Boston.
Yeah, hello Boston, Massachusetts. Heard you good that time. You were coming in S8 down here around Charleston.
Hey, watch it out. It sounded so good. How about it,
Okay, thanks for the company. He's getting busy on man. Somebody else came in there with you. But I heard you call a minute ago, and then of course I acknowledged you and I didn't hear anything, but you came back that time, S8. Good sounding radio. I'm talking an old vintage Craco, old 23 channel Craco. A lot of people say that jokingly, but I really am. I pulled this little mobile out of the junk box and hooked a Turner Plus 3 to it just for the grins to see what I could do with it. I think I got it for like $10. Anyway, have a good evening up there in Boston, Night Ranger, South Carolina.
I'll tell you what, that wire antenna is sounding real good. How about it there, Night Ranger? How about it there, Mr. Night Ranger? Snowman 520 Southern Maryland.
Southern Man, I think that's what you said. Southern Man, Southern Maryland. Maybe I got that wrong, but I heard you in there. Go ahead.
Yes, sir, there, Night Ranger. We got 520 Snowman up here around Southern Maryland, waving my hand down your way.
Oh yeah, Snowman. Sorry, I got brain scrambled there. I did hear you say that. Snowman sounded good. Good solid S9 around Charleston.
Right back at you there, Night Ranger. You sounded good in my neighborhood, man. Got a solid signal on you. And that old 23 channel you got there, man, he's kicking 24.
I like to play with these old vintage radios. I've actually got a lot nicer radios here, but I kind of wanted to see what I could do with the cheapest radio I had in the junk box, and this was one of them. It's a little Craco KCB 2310A. People probably made fun of this radio when it came out. It was the bottom of the line radio, but that was kind of the challenge. Take the bottom of the line radio and see what I could do with it.
We could help a little bit. Ranger, you have yourself a good shirt out there. Seeing snow.
All right, Snowman, have a good evening up there in Maryland. Sounding good. Night Ranger around South Carolina. Now I'm getting stirred up. Skeeter, your turn.
Night Ranger, how about it, Night Ranger? You get a copy on No Street up here in Pennsylvania.
Hey, No Street, got you on the videogate. S9 signal into Charleston.
Thank you, sir. I did catch myself in there. I was talking to somebody in Florida there. I did hear that gate. It sounded good, man. You do. I'm not hearing them guys up north of me, but Night Ranger. But I'm taking a little ham sandwich break, Brigger. I see you all the time, but I never get a chance to talk to you on the air.
Oh, well, we're in the middle. We're in the best time of the season. June's when the skip between Pennsylvania and South Carolina is usually its hottest. And Skeeter, I heard you on that sandwich break. But yeah, you're coming in good. I've had the videogate running for about 38 minutes now. I don't know if no one was in there or whatnot. I had the camera running for a good while, and I wasn't here in Pennsylvania. But then Skeeter came in here and locked it up at 10 over, and he's been holding me 10 over just about the same time. I'm not sure how close you are to Pottstown, but he's the one I've been talking to up there. But you're a good S9 too.
Yeah, that's about what I got on you. I got an S9 on you as well. You sounded good up this way. You're real strong. You're actually about the strongest one I got up here. But I can't hear Skeeter, and I'm a little ways from Skeeter, so I'm down here by the refineries down here by Chester, PA.
Roger on Chester. Well, I have to get the map out sometimes. I don't always know how close you guys are. Whether you're close enough to talk local to each other or not. There's a few of them I catch in here every now and again. There's one White Eagle I think I talked to. He's up in Pennsylvania, but I don't think he's line of sight distance to you guys. And there's somebody else that I talked to. Ron, I talked to him. I'm not sure if Ron's is local to those guys or not, but he always comes in here good as well.
Yeah, most of the guys on the channel are all ways from me. They're all near Pottstown and all around that area there. They're quite. I have a hard time. Hey, about DX Land, 130 Philadelphia, 130 Philadelphia. Standing by. Live feed, always sign on the live feed and listen on that way. That's why I just happened to turn it on down here, and I happened to catch you in there, and then I double checked on. How about DX Land, 130 Philadelphia, standing by.
Well, you're doing real good. You got a little competition. Let me acknowledge the other station there. Don't want to be rude. Philadelphia station, you're coming in good. You're 9+ around Charleston, South Carolina. You got Night Ranger on this end.
I appreciate it, Night Ranger. I don't know if you're talking about me, but 130 Philadelphia.
Yeah, 130, you're the one. Coming here, big 9+, good solid signal.
Detroit, Clinton, I appreciate it, my friend, and you're making a 9 pounds of Philadelphia also, so great audio, great signal. 130 said that. I'm back quiet.
Okay, 130. Yeah, it's just old 23 channel Craco, a little tiny mobile actually with a Turner +3 on it. It was a bottom of the line 1976 Craco, and I pulled it out of the junk box just for fun to see what I could do with a bottom of the line radio. But that's what you listen to. Craco 23 channel mobile, Turner +3, DNA Maverick dead keen about 200 watts onto a homemade wire antenna called a Lazy H.
Well, I tell you what, that Lazy H is working well for you, my friend. You come up here at 9 pounds, that's incredible for that radio. Don't teach what you're doing. And all I can say is you're doing great. So Uncle Milty up here at Great Hills, Pennsylvania with the wave. The flip clock.
Alright, 73s. Sounding real good. Still holding me 9+. Night Ranger. Back to you, No Street.
Catch you next time around there. One and only New Street in Pennsylvania. Back quiet on site.
Okay, No Street. And I'm gonna post the video here when I get done. It'll probably, late at night it bogs down here trying to upload to YouTube, so it probably won't show up till the morning. But I'll post the videogate, and you can see me coming in here, see yourself rather coming in here and sticking me in the red. Sounded good. Night Ranger around Charleston, South Carolina. Alright, 73's No Street, 130 heard you as well. Night Ranger, South Carolina.
Hey Roger, Night Ranger, just wanted to jump in there to see you. They got a great, beautiful trip up here to the Philadelphia area, and you're sounding good. Working hard, but come on.
Thanks for the compliment. You're doing the same thing. If you go on YouTube tomorrow, probably search on KCB-2310A. That's the model number of the radio, and I'm going to post this videogate. You should be able to find it if you search on that. There'll be more than one video that comes up. You'll know it because it's a little Craco mobile, and it's got a great big meter glued to the side of it. The Craco's got a little teeny meter in it, and I don't want to look at it, so I took a big meter out of a junk CB and super glued it to the side of it and backlit it just for laughs. Okay, 73's Night Ranger around Charleston, South Carolina.
Take care, Night Ranger. Who is that around 422? Talking back and forth. But it's on a fine shot there, double shot. Oh, really? Yeah. Up here around San Antonio? Or... You're doing a fine job, no doubt about it, with that 1 or 2 inch whip. Yeah, for a while there, because I had no solid panels or anything, or a roof, or a cloth, soft top. My SWRs were up high, so I got 32. Holy cow, where'd you put it? Well, whatever you did there, double shot, it seemed to be doing all right for you. Yeah, then I used 4-gauge for ground wire, Bobby, right to the frame. That's right. You got a good ground, no doubt about it. Sounding good. Thank you much. I'll step to the backside. Night Ranger, Charleston, South Carolina. Murphy, St. Louis. Oh no, Mr. Murphy's in there.
thought I heard that Night Ranger down there in that South Carolina there, too.
Yeah, Night Ranger's in there. He's in there somewhere. I'll let you get back to him. Operator Skeeter, back off the key.
Okay, Skeeter, I'll see if I can get a hold of Night Ranger down there. I don't know if he can hear me down there with my little weak station here.
Give me just a second to retune my antenna. I'll get on my 6-element curtain array that I have aimed out west. Night Ranger, be right back.
Okay.
DX land? About our DX land?
Okay, bad about it, Murphy. I'm on the 6-element curtain array I got beaming out west. I was on the Lazy H pointed up the east coast, but I'm aimed at you now.
Okay, there, bring her on in here, Night Ranger.
Oh yeah, you got me a good solid 9 plus. What you talking on? It's got some smooth audio.
I know, 101 double E Yazoo, Roger.
Oh yeah, I used to have one of those, but one of my up-and-coming ham operator friends talked me out of it. And then when I heard how good it sounded on the air, I almost wished I didn't sell it.
I just want to tell you, I hate to hear what happened down there in your town there. That, you know, that gives the town a bad name, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I don't even know if that guy was from here. Yeah, I think he was actually up from around Columbia. I guess he drove down here, figured he'd do all that, you know, nasty stuff, and then go back where he came from, and nobody'd catch him. But that didn't quite how it worked out for him. I'm glad they caught him.
Hey, right, yeah, I hate to hear that. You know, we had that crap going on up here too, but you know, it's starting to slow down up here on that, but there's still a lot of killing.
Well, I mean, there's all, you know, it seems like there's always a rash of people every about once a year or so that, you know, start doing that. So far, there's just one of them, but you know, last year, right around Memorial Day, they had a couple of them go off at the same time. They had that kid out in California that tried to shoot all those girls, and you know, it seemed like there was several of them together then.
Hey, Roger. Well, I just want to jump in here and tell you good evening out there. Hope everything's going all right down there now. I sure hate to hear that, because I went through transit down there in Charleston, and that's a pretty town down there.
It's nice down here. I'm not originally from Charleston. I'm actually originally from Rock Hill, South Carolina, but came down here for work. Got a job offer that was a lot better than what I had at the time. Although I had a pretty good time, they just waved a bunch of money under my nose and moved me down here, and so I've been down here since about 2007, I guess.
Hey, Roger. Well, I'm gonna back out of here and get on the side now. Night Ranger, you have a fine one down there. Stay safe. You know, these Scots big and crazies are out here, so we'll get back on the side there. Skeeter, if you want to talk there to the Night Ranger, go back in there.
I don't know if he can hear me with me pointed out to a G right now. He might be getting dead air when I key down. He's off the side of that antenna.
Well, I hear you a while ago before you got on that one.
Yeah, I know it. And you're definitely off the side. The Lazy H is bi-directional. It goes north and, you know, well, it goes two different directions, and it's shooting up and down the east coast. You're definitely off the side of it, but this big 6-element curtain array ought to be aimed right down your throat.
You're coming in here. Well, let me get out of here and let these locals go back here. Y'all have a fine one out there, Murphy, St. Louis. Said bye.
Okay, Murphy, sounded good. Night Ranger around Charleston, South Carolina on that crazy Craco.
Hello, Night Ranger on that crazy Craco number 9 Valley Forge.
Hey, number 9 Valley Forge, coming in off the, well, I'm coming to you off the side of the antenna. I'm surprised you're hearing me.
Oh, we're hearing that crazy Craco, that's for sure. It's blowing smoke up here.
Yeah, well, I'm aimed out west right now, but I still got you about S6 or 7. I'm sure it'd be stronger if I was aimed up your way. Oh, my little beagle's over here whining at the door. It's time to let her out before she leaves me a puddle. I'm gonna go take her out, and I may be back in a few minutes. 73's Night Ranger on the crazy Craco.
Skeeter over here. Just making sure I'm dead on frequency.
Oh yeah, you're there.
What's going on, Adam? The tomato watch till 3 a.m. Yeah, it looks like this shit could really get wicked, dude. It's kind of like on the back end of it by Kalamazoo. It's kind of lifted north. Let me get on there. You're fucking done. But anyways, yeah, might get a little nasty later. I'm gonna turn it on. What's going on, Adam? Yeah, it's quite noisy out here. Oh, I got my antenna disconnected upstairs. I ain't going up there right now.
Guy down in Florida's got his, what, 9 feet off the ground?
Well, I hope we don't get no 100-mile-an-hour winds.
Righty.
What's up? That's the 305. What? You can hardly hear me. I can't even hear you, dude. Any of the local guys out there, Vager?
Yeah, switch back over to Lazy A chain towards Pennsylvania.
Yeah,